Over 60? One worst habit that makes your prostate grow. Stop it now. Men over 60, let me ask you something very personal. Have you ever found yourself waking up 2, maybe 3, sometimes even 4 times at night just to use the bathroom? You roll over in bed, glance at the clock, sigh in frustration, and drag yourself up again. And when you finally do make it to the bathroom, the stream isn't quite as strong as it used to be. It takes longer, and sometimes it feels like you never fully empty your bladder. Now maybe you've brushed it off. You've told yourself, well, I'm getting older. This must just be normal. But deep down, there's that quiet voice inside you that wonders, why is this happening to me? And will it only get worse? Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. What you're experiencing is more than just a minor inconvenience. That urge to go again and again, that weak stream, that constant disruption to your rest, it could all be a sign that your prostate is growing larger than it should. And while it might feel like an unavoidable part of aging, I want you to know something important. There's one very common habit that's making this problem much worse, and most men don't even realize they're doing it. Think about that for a moment. One small daily habit, something so ordinary, so routine, that it's quietly fueling the growth of your prostate while you carry on with life, unaware. And by the time most men finally connect the dots, the damage is already done. But here's the good news. Once you understand what this habit is and why it has such a powerful effect on your prostate, you can start making small, practical changes that will protect your health, give you back your comfort, and maybe even restore those peaceful nights of sleep you've been missing. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the #1 worst habit that encourages prostate growth. I'll break down exactly why it happens in your body, and most importantly, I'll share what you can start doing today to protect yourself and feel better. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, do you believe men's health after 60 gets the attention it truly deserves? If your answer is yes, then type "I care" in the comments below, because your voice matters. And if this is your first time here, welcome to Elderly Advice for Life, a place where we give you simple, powerful health insights that can truly make a difference. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the advice that could change your tomorrow. Point 1. Understanding the prostate. Now let's slow down for a moment and really understand what's happening inside your body. Picture a small gland, no bigger than a walnut, quietly sitting just below your bladder. It doesn't draw attention to itself, you don't really feel it, and for most of your life you probably never even thought about it. This little gland is called your prostate. Now here's the interesting part. The prostate isn't some useless organ. It actually has an important job. Its main role is to produce fluid that mixes with sperm to create semen. In your younger years, it worked smoothly behind the scenes, never bothering you, never causing you discomfort. It just did its job day in and day out. But here's where things begin to change. As men get older, especially after the age of 50 and beyond, your body's hormones shift. Testosterone, the hormone you've relied on your whole life, starts to decline. But another hormone, called DHT or dihydrotestosterone, starts to rise. And DHT has a direct impact on your prostate. It makes it grow. Slowly at first, almost unnoticeably. But year after year, that little walnut-sized gland can begin to enlarge, until one day it isn't so little anymore. And when the prostate grows larger, it doesn't just sit quietly. It presses on the urethra, the thin tube that carries urine from your bladder out of your body. Think about that for a moment. Imagine squeezing a straw while trying to drink from it. The flow gets weaker, slower, more frustrating. That's exactly what happens when your prostate enlarges. You feel it every time you go to the bathroom. Now here's the big misconception that traps so many men. They assume prostate growth is harmless. They say, oh, it's just part of getting older. Everyone deals with it. But that's not entirely true. While an enlarged prostate isn't always dangerous, ignoring it can lead to bigger problems. Constant bathroom trips, lack of sleep, infections, or in severe cases, blocked urine flow that requires emergency treatment. That's why understanding your prostate isn't just about biology, it's about protecting your daily comfort, your independence, and your dignity. Because once you know what this small gland does and why it changes with age, you can start making smarter choices to keep it from taking over your life. And this brings us to the next big question. What exactly is making the prostate grow faster than it should? The answer might surprise you. Now, let's pull back the curtain and talk about the real culprit. The one habit that quietly fuels prostate growth without most men even realizing it. Picture this. It's evening time. You've had dinner, maybe you settle into your favorite chair, turn on the TV and stay there for hours. A snack here, a sweet drink there. You tell yourself it's harmless. It's your way of relaxing, you've earned it after a long day, right? But here's the hard truth. This pattern, repeated night after night, year after year, is the silent enemy of your prostate. What? Because the worst habit for your prostate is a life of too much sitting and too little movement, combined with foods that slowly poison your body from the inside out. When you sit for long stretches, your blood circulation slows. Your metabolism weakens. Your body starts storing fat instead of burning it. And when you add in processed foods, things loaded with unhealthy fats, sugars, and chemicals, you create the perfect storm. Weight gain, inflammation, and hormone imbalance. All three of these push your prostate to grow larger. Think about it. A sedentary lifestyle lowers testosterone, the very hormone that helps keep your prostate balanced, and allows another hormone, estrogen, to creep higher. At the same time, processed fats and sugars spike inflammation, irritating the prostate and feeding its growth. It's not just one thing, it's the combination that does the damage. Now here's the big misconception. Most men think prostate problems are all about genetics. They say, my father had it, so I guess I'm doomed too. But that's not the full story. Yes, genetics play a role. But lifestyle, the way you move, the way you eat, the choices you make every single day, has a massive impact on whether your prostate grows quickly or slowly, whether your symptoms get worse or stay manageable. And that's the part too many men overlook. Because here's the good news. The moment you begin making different choices, you start changing the way your body responds. Even small shifts can ease the pressure on your prostate. A short walk after dinner instead of going straight to the couch. Swapping fried, processed foods for healthier fats, like olive oil, nuts, or avocados. Drinking more water, cutting back on sugary drinks. These aren't medical procedures, they're simple lifestyle changes, but they make a world of difference. And I know what you might be thinking. Can such small changes really help me at my age? The answer is yes. Your body is incredibly responsive even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Every step you take, every healthier choice you make, sends a message to your body to calm inflammation, improve circulation, and protect your prostate. But here's the thing, it doesn't stop there. Because this single habit, if left unchecked, doesn't just affect your prostate. It has ripple effects across your entire body, touching parts of your health you may never have connected before. Point 3. How sedentary living affects hormones. Think for a moment about how your body feels after sitting all day. Sluggish, stiff, heavy. It's almost like your body is trying to tell you, I wasn't made to stay still for this long. And it's right, your body was designed for movement. When you stop moving, it's not just your muscles and joints that feel it. Deep inside, your hormones begin to shift in ways that quietly feed prostate growth. Let me explain. Testosterone, the hormone you've carried with you as a man your whole life, naturally begins to decline as you age. That's normal. But when you live a sedentary lifestyle, testosterone drops even faster. And here's where it gets tricky. When testosterone falls, estrogen starts to rise, and another hormone called DHT or dihydrotestosterone becomes more dominant. Both estrogen and DHT are directly linked to prostate enlargement. So what's happening is this. The less you move, the more your hormones tilt in the wrong direction. And when they tilt, your prostate pays the price. That walnut-sized gland grows bigger, presses harder on your bladder and urethra, and leaves you with more and more uncomfortable symptoms. Now here's the part many older men misunderstand. They think, exercise? At my age? It's too risky, too late, or simply unnecessary. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Gentle movement isn't about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping your hormones in balance, your circulation alive, and your prostate calmer. Simple activities, like walking around your neighborhood, stretching in the morning, or even tending to your garden, can send a powerful signal to your body. Keep testosterone steady, keep estrogen in check, and don't let DHT spiral out of control. These small actions create a healthier hormonal environment, one that protects your prostate instead of fueling its growth. And remember, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Even 10 or 15 minutes of light activity each day can shift your hormones in the right direction. You don't need to overthink it, you just need to move. But the hormonal changes are only one piece of the puzzle. Because if sitting too long can disrupt your hormones, it also has another hidden effect, one that goes straight to the heart of your circulation. Point 4. Circulation and inflammation. When you sit too long, blood doesn't flow the way it should. Think of it like a river that's been blocked by stones. The water that once moved freely now slows down, becoming stagnant. And just like that river, your blood circulation weakens when you remain still for hours. Now, why does this matter for your prostate? Because poor circulation doesn't just make your legs feel heavy or your feet swell. It also affects the delicate tissues in your pelvic area. When circulation is sluggish, waste products build up. That buildup creates irritation and triggers something we call inflammation. And here's the part that most men don't realize. Inflammation in your pelvic area directly irritates your prostate. It's like adding fuel to a fire. The more inflammation your body carries, the more your prostate reacts by swelling and growing larger. Over time, this doesn't just make bathroom trips more frequent, it accelerates the very process you're trying to slow down. Many men believe inflammation only comes from infections, like when you catch a cold or get sick. But the truth is, lifestyle-driven inflammation is just as damaging, if not more. Sitting too much, eating processed foods, smoking, drinking too much alcohol, all of these quietly stoke the flames of inflammation in your body every single day. So what can you do? The good news is, reducing inflammation is often about small, consistent choices. Stand up and stretch every hour. Take short walks throughout your day, even if it's just around the house. And in the kitchen, lean toward anti-inflammatory foods, like tomatoes, leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish. Even adding a handful of spinach to your dinner or choosing a tomato-based soup can make a difference over time. The key is consistency. Every time you choose movement over sitting or whole foods over processed snacks, you're lowering inflammation and giving your prostate the relief it needs. Now that we've seen the science of what happens inside your body, let's talk about what you can do, practically starting today. Point 5. Practical lifestyle shifts. I want to share a simple story. There's a man I once knew in his 60s. He struggled with waking up 3, sometimes 4 times a night to use the bathroom. He was tired, frustrated, and convinced that this was just his reality from now on. But he made one small change. Instead of sitting down with snacks every night after dinner, he replaced that routine with a short walk around his neighborhood, followed by a warm cup of herbal tea. That was it, just one change. And you know what happened? Within a few weeks, his nightly bathroom trips dropped from 4 to maybe 1 or 2. His sleep improved, his mood improved, and for the first time in years he felt like he had taken back some control. This is the power of small, practical lifestyle shifts. You don't need to overhaul your life to see improvements. Even modest changes, like 30 minutes of light movement daily, swapping fried foods for healthier fats, or staying hydrated with water instead of sugary drinks, can have a real, noticeable impact. The mistake many older men make is thinking it's too late. They say, "I'm over 60, what difference could it make now?" But the truth is, your body still responds. It still heals. It still adapts. Every healthy choice you make sends a positive signal to your body, telling it to calm inflammation, balance hormones, and protect your prostate. Start small. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk after dinner. Maybe it's cutting back on soda and replacing it with water. Maybe it's adding an extra serving of vegetables to your plate. Whatever it is, consistency is what brings results. And here's the most encouraging part. These changes don't just protect your prostate, they improve your energy, your sleep, your mood, and your overall health. It's a ripple effect that touches every part of your life. But I know this isn't just about science. It's about the emotional toll these changes take. The frustration, the worry, and the quiet fears that often go unspoken. Think for a moment about what living with prostate issues really feels like. It's not just the frequent bathroom trips. It's having to plan your entire day around them, wondering if there will be a restroom nearby when you go out. It's lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, exhausted but unable to stay asleep because your bladder keeps calling. And it's the quiet embarrassment of dealing with something you don't even want to talk about. Not with your family, not even with your doctor. These struggles weigh heavier than most people realize. They don't just affect your body. They touch your confidence, your independence, and even your relationships. Slowly, you may find yourself saying no to social invitations, avoiding travel, or withdrawing from activities you once loved. Not because you don't want to live life, but because you don't want the discomfort or the embarrassment that comes with it. But let me tell you something important. You don't have to accept this as your fate. Aging does not mean surrendering your quality of life. With awareness and small, intentional changes, you can ease the burden. You can take back control of your body, your comfort, and your confidence. Check in with yourself today. Ask, how many hours am I sitting without moving? What foods am I reaching for when I feel hungry? Am I drinking enough water? or too much caffeine that worsens the problem. These small check-ins matter more than you think. Because just one change, a daily walk, a better food choice, a few minutes of stretching, can begin to ease tomorrow's struggles. And here's the reassurance you need to hold on to: it is never too late. Whether you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, your body is still listening to you. Every positive choice, no matter how small, sends a powerful message to your health. Every step forward, literally and figuratively, helps you rewrite your story. Your health story isn't finished. You still hold the pen. And starting today with simple, steady steps, you can write a new chapter. One where you are stronger, more comfortable, and more in control than you might believe possible. So, let's take a moment to recap everything we've uncovered together today. We started with a simple but powerful question. Why are so many men over 60 waking up at night, struggling with frequent bathroom visits, and quietly accepting it as part of aging? The truth we discovered is that it isn't just age, it's a habit. That silent, everyday routine of sitting too long, moving too little, and reaching for the wrong foods. A lifestyle so common, it slips under the radar. We broke it down piece by piece. How sitting too long and poor diet choices trigger hormonal changes, lowering testosterone while pushing estrogen and DHT higher. How poor circulation quietly fuels inflammation in your pelvic area, putting constant pressure on your prostate. And how these issues, left unchecked, turn what seems like a harmless habit into years of discomfort, embarrassment, and unnecessary struggle. But here's the good news: we didn't stop at the problem. We also shared the solutions. Gentle, practical shifts that don't require you to run marathons or turn your life upside down. Things as simple as standing up and stretching every hour, walking after dinner instead of snacking, adding more tomatoes and leafy greens to your meals, or swapping fried foods for healthy fats. Small, consistent steps that send a loud message to your body: you still care and you're still in control. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small lifestyle change you're willing to try this week? Maybe it's taking a short walk after meals. Maybe it's replacing soda with water or herbal tea. Or maybe it's something as simple as standing up during commercial breaks when you're watching TV. Whatever it is, share it in the comments. You never know, your one decision could inspire another man halfway across the world to take charge of his health too. And if this video spoke to you, if you found clarity, encouragement, or even just a nudge to start thinking differently about your health, then please subscribe to Elderly Advice for Life. This space is designed especially for people over 60, bringing you simple, science-backed, and compassionate advice to help you stay strong, sharp, and hopeful as the years go by. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, your story doesn't end with the struggles of aging. You still have chapters left to write. Stay active, stay hopeful, and never forget, your best years can still be ahead of you. I'll see you in the next video.